Yes, you did read that title correctly, unfortunately. I did blow off a meeting with Gary Vaynerchuk. This is not clickbait. And today I'm going to tell you the whole story. Today we're going to do a little bit of a story time. I forgot that I've never actually made a video explaining this. I tried to make a video one time, wasn't happy with it, deleted it. So I'm finally making the official video today. Some of you who follow me on social media, you may have seen my post when I was freaking out a little bit because of this incident. But today I'm going to tell you the whole story. And it was really one of those moments where just your stomach drops, you feel sick, and it's like, what did I do? First, let's back up for a little bit of context and where all this came from. Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, I've followed him for a long time, and he's an entrepreneur. He's a motivational speaker. He's written a couple books. He's one of those people that kind of gives you a kick in the pants when you need it. Despite what some people see as like a rough exterior, his language, he swears a lot. So people think, oh man, he must be a jerk. And, just because he says the F word and all that kind of stuff. But when you really dive deep, he's probably one of the kindest, nicest people you've ever seen. He does so much on social media. And one day he actually tweeted out to people, hey, what's something I can do for you? I saw this tweet come through and I immediately threw a tweet to him and just said, you've already done a lot for me, but someday I'd love to shake your hand and tour VaynerMedia in New York City. A few moments later, all of a sudden my phone buzzes. I look down and it says, done. I just kind of stared at my phone for a minute like, did I just get, am I going to go to VaynerMedia? Like it took me a minute to process all that, but yeah, I got a private message from his assistant and he asked for my email address and I got a follow-up email that said, hey, let's keep in contact over the next, week or two while I'm putting together Gary's schedule. It'll probably be somewhere in February of 2020. This all happened in like November, I think like mid-November of 2019. My wife, Maureen, she's never been to New York before. I've been a few times. The kids have never been. And we wanted to give the kids a trip for Christmas because we were tired of just getting plastic toys that they become uninterested in after a month. What we want to do is do experiences versus stuff. We looked at it like, hey, I'm going to New York to go meet Gary. Hey, why not bring the whole family and that'll be their Christmas present? It was decided, and for Christmas, girls got a couple things, Elliot got a couple things, and then we printed out these cool kind of Christmas looking plane tickets that said, hey, you're going to New York City. Keep in mind, this whole time since November, I locked in this date with Gary V's assistant, had it on my calendar, and we built this whole trip around meeting Gary V. I even emailed his team and said, hey, my family's going to be in town. Is it okay if they come? And they said, hey, more the merrier, bring them on up. And they were very, very just nice and, hey, come on in. We're inviting you in, open arms. We got to New York a few days early so we could, go see the sights and all that kind of stuff. And we were having an amazing time. Like right after we stepped off the plane, it was like go mode. There were so many different things I wanted to show Maureen and the girls because they had never been. So I got to do all the touristy stuff that, I did the first time I went to New York, but I hadn't done it in years because every time I've gone back since, it's been more focused on like a business thing or, a YouTube event and stuff like that, where you're not really in the tourist sections. You're more in the kind of the deeper into the boroughs and stuff like that. On a Tuesday morning, we got breakfast, took the train, and we went to the Museum of Natural History. Girls were having a great time. They're looking around for things from Night at the Museum, the movie. We kind of had a little thing where they were finding items from that movie. Then we go into a planetarium show. It was fantastic. It was really fun. It was good. Get out of there, and I had shut my phone off in the planetarium. So I get out, turn my phone on to check some email and stuff for work, and my phone's going bzz, bzz, just buzzing like crazy. I have a missed call from New York City. I have a bunch of like Twitter private messages, email, the whole deal. And I checked this email and it says, are you still planning on coming And silly me, I'm thinking, oh, cool, they're just confirming, for tomorrow or whatever. Yeah, of course. Can't wait. I'll see you tomorrow at, 1 o'clock. And I get a message back that says, no, it's right now. As in that moment. Like as in we're in the Museum of Natural History and I should have been in Gary Vaynerchuk's office. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I just remember Maureen looked at me like, "Oh my gosh, what happened? What's wrong?" She knew it was big because I don't get flustered too hard about different emails and things like that, but she knew something was up. Just the expression on my face, and I was like losing my mind for a minute, like, what happened? What did I do? I went back into the original emails that I had with his assistant, looked up the date, looked up the time, and sure enough, for some reason, and it must have been something in my schedule at the time, I had it in my head and in my calendar for Wednesday, not Tuesday. I kind of went into panic mode at this point. I'm like, did I just blow this? Like, I've been looking forward to this for months. People have been, asking me, hey, when are you going to meet Gary? When are you going to meet Gary? When, all these different things. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to explain this to people. And there's so many people that want this opportunity, and I just blew it. I emailed Gary's assistant right back. And I'm like, here's my cell phone number. Please call me right away. I am so sorry. The whole thing. He gave me a call and he was very calm and very cool. And I said, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I did this, but I had it in my calendar for tomorrow. And I'm like, if you have time right now, I said, we'll leave right now. We'll head your way immediately. Museum's canceled. We're going to Hudson Yard. And I said, if you guys have time, I will totally uproot everything we're doing right now and we'll head your way. He was completely calm. There was no like, what? How could you do? There was no like scolding or animosity or anything like that. It was just, he was so kind and so nice about it. He said, hey, it happens, man. Things happen like this all the time. We triple book Gary sometimes. It schedules, this stuff gets mixed up. I asked him what we could do. Like, is there any way, does he have any time? I do value his time. I can't believe I did this. And then he said, well, hey, what about, are you guys still in town tomorrow? He said, well, Gary's not traveling. He doesn't have anything going on. He'll be in the office tomorrow. Why don't you come by about 9:30 in the morning? The relief that came across me when I found out I had a second chance was just, oh, I was so sick to my stomach. I was just like, all day, that's all I could think about. At least in the end, I made a second meeting and I did get to meet him. I'll tell that story another time. What I want you to learn from that is check and triple check your meeting schedules. Check it again, and confirm it. I mean, make sure everything is correct, because I've had that one other time in my life. That's happened to me one other time where I actually missed it by a month. It was an event I was supposed to be at. I missed it by a complete month. And it's like, I vowed then, I'm like, I will never do this again. And of course, I do it again, but I do it when I'm going to meet Gary Vaynerchuk. That's really it for the vlog today. I just wanted to finally tell that story. I know it happened back in February, but I haven't been making a ton of videos this year. So I got a lot of fun stories to tell. Let me know if you like this format where it's just me telling you a story, because I do have quite a few of them. So if you do like this, let me know in the comments below. Also in the comments below, let me know if anything like this has ever happened to you. And just, I love reading the comments and reading the different stories, and just, yeah, please indulge me if you will. And let me know if you've ever had a situation where you've missed something like a huge event, or or, meeting somebody or whatever it is, just let me know in the comments below. I would love to read it and interact with you down there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.